Yo, what is good, everybody? What is good, yo? So, we got a very interesting episode of Mr. Puppet Slayer. Like, holy crap, this man goes in this episode. I love seeing characters that I like. First of all, it was super sad to know, just like what the fate is for this character is and whatnot. But to add injury to, all of this is the man straight up like saw the person that he could truly be happy with. Like everything would be all right. Dang, we just busted each other. And straight up pats the person on the head and walks off. And man, that felt so surreal. That felt so painful, man. Just like they were so close to the person that they really wanted to see, and she just had to express like how much she wished she could, just tell him all the things she wanted to. And because, life and because of what he's gone through, I don't think it's necessarily sat in that well. That he is. Why did my gun go off the second time? Um, that he has amnesia, but he had a quick like regulation of them. So it's interesting to me to see that he didn't really make any other effort into learning who those people were, and that's mostly to the fact of just the kids and having them being in his life and pretty much just suffering. He knew what he wanted to fight for, and to all of a sudden stop and do something that would be, helping his mind be at ease and understand things that are going on in his memory loss, it wouldn't help the kids. So that's kind of his character is now. He's the savior, and not to mention, I mean, he could put on the mask if he really wants to, but who's gonna there it's not like they're gonna not notice who he actually is. That's my whole thing about it, which I kind of like. He's such a like his character just stands out so easily that if you were really to what? So when does that's the only thing I hate about this guy. You see how long he's invisible and he comes around the corner, shoots me because I didn't just spawn, right, guys? You guys didn't just see me spawn. Um, we really watch so many people just getting put into danger every time that these animatronics or these puppets are being introduced now that it's kind of their thing just to cause chaos, and it almost seems ridiculous to think that um, these people would have a problem fighting at all until you see them going against this man this week, and he's just going off. Like not only we saw Guy kind of give us his 2 cents on being wow, he used that thing to block, bro. We seen guys stand on how he feels about everything, how he kind of knows he's seemingly been useless at times, but at the same time he has the ability just like our main character who can take a ton of damage and pretty much just walk it off because it's going to recover sooner or later. It's just, I mean, he's probably, he's withstood it so many times that it doesn't affect him anymore, It's just something that it just kind of happens now, It's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get what? He reloaded at all that time? This man reloaded while humping me, guys. What do you mean, brother?" Um we get to just see that character grow in the sense of he even called it. He's like, "Are you really like that uncharming towards, like kids? You only have some charm towards women, stuff like that." And to hear, our main character say that, and that's mainly the reason why he hates him. it's nice to, see the different sides of these two characters, like the two sides of the coin, to understand just like why they're working together, and that it would never work out unless they had like something in common to work towards, and it's really working out in the favor of the show in that aspect. So I really want to see more of their like dynamic as like a squad. Why do I keep using pistols? They're so trash. Um, the old lady actually goes in this episode too. Like everybody kind of had their moment this week, and I think that's another reason why the show is so intelligent with what it does. It knows that it has people that wants to see, a little bit of everybody. So that's kind of what they do. They sprinkle in this guy, they sprinkle in this girl, and what they did the most was show us just what Guy, the old lady, and our main character that has amnesia, what they really bring to the table in the sense of if they are going to push all of their resources into just, finding and beating the Midnight Circus and finding out what they used to hurt all these people in the first place, it still seems like it's going to take a while, right? Like it seems like even if they beat those people, even when they get what they need to get, it's still going to be something that they have to over time build up to because of the virus, because of those things. You don't really get the feeling that it should be a quick fix like that by how everything's gone down. And I truly kind of like that notion of the show that it's going for. Um, it just feels like whenever we get something so good at this episode, they know that it's too good, and they just kind of like slowly take it away. Hearing the main girl and our puppeteer and our main boy, hearing their feelings towards the guy, and just knowing that um, they were this close, like they were this close to being with him and being, whatever they were before, and just enjoying their lives, and have him join the circus, and he can make kids laugh so his the disease doesn't act up. All these different things are falling in place, and he comes in dropping a helicopter right next to where they are. Or a plane, and then as he jumps out of the plane, he sees him, the our main character with amnesia, sees the little kid and pats him on the head, for like, not probably not crying, being strong and stuff like that. Pats him on the head, and he's like, "Oh, thank God I saved you," pretty much, and then like runs off. But mind you, it was such a surreal feeling when you see everything stop, time stop, nothing seemed to move anymore because her heart was pumping so hard, knowing that that man was there. Her heart knew before she even saw him, and I think that was a very, very good moment for this show, a very good moment for that character to say that she's never actually allowed someone into her heart, and then to get hit by so much aching heart pain this week right after it was absolutely mwah, perfect cup. And then not to mention she don't even get to do nothing about, she gets to see him and he walks away. But yeah, man, guy really shows up this week's episode. He does so many crazy things, like taking a bomb to the face that could blow out a whole hole in a plane. Um, he literally let his fingers be broken just so these kids wouldn't get broken. And then when he, takes the bomb to the face, he then has to go outside of the plane and fight puppets that are flying, and those puppets all gang up on him. And man, like if you guys aren't watching this show and you aren't seeing just how beautiful all of these different things are that line up within the episode of fighting, within the animation of it gradually showing a progression of the character being like very easy to look at, very calm, very smooth, and then next thing you know, he's like this very rugged, dark looking like evil guy, all of a sudden, just because of this quick turn of events, of him being in a situation to necessarily be the demon that he's hiring this other guy for, at this point. Um, I think it's actually pretty funny that we're going to be probably continuously seeing Guy and guy probably not understanding just why he's so drawn to our main character in the sense of his passion for fighting for people that he doesn't even know, man. Um, I mean, if you can't get inspired by something like that, then I don't know what will inspire you really, because that's pretty much what they're trying to push along. I feel like in this, and they did really well. Like oh my God, I should have just ran around the corner again. Everybody just has like their own ways of looking at influences, and depending on who your influence is and how they treat themselves and treat others, like that could be a huge change on your life. And it was really nice to see that that was the aspect with the guy seemingly like he's more oh my God, I broke my back. He seems more focused on the task at hand than anything now. With someone like him who's breaking animatronics with his bare hands, having that as your backup, including a grandma that was going in this week with her like her blades that she has, that was pretty dope. So I'm just interested in seeing where all of these animatronics are getting their information on how, like, they know when and where they're traveling right now. They just were on the plane already waiting for them pretty much. So it's like who's snitching? Like, is someone snitching on them? And if they are, how do they know these things, and who are they? All these different things I have questions about, but I'm not really sure until when we'll get those answers. But if you guys aren't watching these great, amazing shows, I will, and that's a great reason for you guys to subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below if you think that this is potentially one of the better shows that have came out in 2018 with all the shows that we have. Seeing this one blossom and continuously become like more crazy and see like crazier characters get stronger, all of these different things like really kicking in kind of gives me the feeling of okay, he must have a new gun. It gives me the feeling of we are in for some like a treat, and if anything, we're going to be seeing some action real quick when it comes down to um, the overall story progression. We haven't seen the main villains, I feel like, and that's one of the things I feel like they need to maybe brush up on. Why is my teammates just looking at this guy and not killing him? That would be awesome. But with all that being said, we really are left in the dark as to um, the relationship of our people that pretty much just had the opportunity of seeing the one man that they both wanted to see the most and not getting to do much about it because like I said earlier, I don't even think he noticed who they were. Like I don't think that really registered to him with how much was going on. And if he is the way he is, which is so perfect, think about this. The kids that he was like playing and being best friends with turned their backs on him because of how he was fighting. He just fought and survived like an airplane crash. He doesn't want to stick around and, show a kid his injuries that he attained, from that. So I think that this instance that we're getting right here is him trying to get out of Dodge type of deal and not scare anybody as he can, and to see a kid that's not crying and stuff, the one that is our main character. I think that was something that just stopped him from overall just like he just wanted to give the kid some praise for not even being scared in that moment type of deal. So really interested to see if you guys are watching this show. I know I got one of my good buddies to start watching it, so if I can continuously get people to even give it a chance, that's enough for me. I honestly just do these reviews because some shows they don't get any attention at all because of oh my God, I locked onto the wrong guy, bro. Because of like other shows that are either like it or they just they came out at a wrong time and the more shows are taking up the spotlight. Like, I mean, there's JoJo's out. We got Goblin Slayer. We got Sword Art. We got, Fairy Tale. We got all these different shows out right now that necessarily can steal the spotlight from any anime, including a new one that has no one behind it besides manga people, and those manga people aren't even very vocal about this show because I haven't seen many videos about it, or which is good and bad because the people who usually complain that are the manga readers, they usually have the most complaints about things not crossing over well or translating well. So I haven't heard any of that, and I haven't heard anything good. So I don't know if that's good or bad. But I'll take it how it is. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will talk to you in the next one. I don't think I'll ever be using Red Dead again, so enjoy this gameplay. Unless you guys write down in the comment, we want Red Dead gameplay, I'll do it, but I don't think you guys are going to do that. So with that, everybody, take care and peace.